King Chef is the fastest growing Chinese restaurant chain in the Philippines. Rated number 1 in both Binondo and Banawe by Zomato Philippines, it also won the award for Favorite Chinese Restaurant of 2018 in the recently concluded People's Choice Awards. King Chef is obviously rapidly expanding. I remember the first time I was here in the dim sum kitchen. It wasn't even branded as a dim sum kitchen back then. I remember that. Did you expect that it was almost serendipity in a sense that you develop a new brand? How did it?
We moved here just for a temporary thing. But then it became a concept on its own.
I know.
Yeah, so we had to continue and as guests flocked in, so eventually we thought of just expanding this concept, which is much more relevant to the millennials.
How long after that did you transition to your first King Chef restaurant? And at what point did you start offering or expanding your menu?
So when we were looking for a space where we can expand, so we chanced upon the first store in Banawe, no? The seafood restaurant right now. But then it's so awkward to have two different brands in the same street.
Right.
So we tried to think of another concept, and eventually that gave birth to King Chef.
What does it take to successfully open a restaurant? Surely it's more than just having good food. Let's find out from the Queen Chef herself, Marites Apiado Ang.
The first year was really crazy. So everything from the food quality up to the, maintaining the facilities, I have really no experience.
How did you open a restaurant? I mean, what kind of research did you do?
Well, just basically thinking of myself as a customer. What would I like, what I won't like in my restaurant. So I started from that point and I assessed what's my core strengths. What are the things that I can do well? And that's what you highlight in the business.
core strengths?
Soups,
Okay.
cooking, loving my husband.
Okay.
And of course, being a very good host, extending that to our customers, being a good host, giving them good service, treating them, in a way that they won't forget us.
An essential component of any business, a solid employer-employee relationship. How does King Chef accomplish this? What do you look for in a King Chef employee?
Okay. We look for people who have the same values as us.
Which are?
Actually, we sum it up in 5 letters. There's an acronym, it's called HEART. From the very start, when we talk about people we like, we always say na gusto namin yung tao may puso. Pag nagtrabaho, may puso.
Okay.
They're not just here to, complete an 8-hour job.
That's true.
They really put their heart into what they do. And eventually, it became the acronym of our values, which is H for honesty, E for excellence, A for accountability, R for respect, and T for teamwork.
You're very close to your managers, right? And how do you develop this? Was this intrinsically you, or is this something that came about?
Yeah, it just came about. It's the way we are. It's not something really planned or something. It's just the way we work with each other.
And I noticed
that's a relationship that we have.
It may come as a surprise to many, but unlike most other Chinese restaurants, King Chef's chefs are all proudly Filipino. So, tell me about your chefs.
Okay. Our chefs are all Filipino.
Okay.
Proudly, our chefs does their homework. They do research, and at the same time, I also do my homework. And we often go out just to sample whatever's new.
You go out in Metro Manila or out of the country?
Oh,
Both.
oh.
There's always something new at King Chef. This twin bird dumpling, instantly Instagrammable, is actually a very lush dim sum dish. Fried prawn dumplings, chunks of fresh prawn in a crisp wonton wrapper. What goes great with King Chef's famous Yang Chow fried rice? Steamed chicken with mushrooms and Chinese chorizo. And my numero uno favorite, these crispy duck wontons. They're like Peking duck bites. Crispy duck wontons. So what they taste like is essentially you get the best parts of a Peking duck. You chop them up, then you have them covered in hoisin and you put them in a crispy wonton shell. And that's what it is. It's essentially crispy fried wonton filled with Peking duck. It's really good.
Very accurate.
Well, okay. Another thing that I like about King Chef is your yang chow fried rice. Okay, whose recipe is this? How can you make good yang chow? It seems very basic, but how is it?
That's Joel's favorite. It's very basic actually. It's really the right ingredients and the right timing when cooking. Very basic. It's just egg.
Yeah.
There's onion leeks. There's lettuce. There's asado. There's green peas. And there's shrimp.
She hates it when I say this, but siyempre, marketing person. In King Chef ito, literally guys, yung kanin palang ulam na. Paano ba yan?
Kanin palang ulam na.
Kanin palang ulam na. So,
Pwede yan. Kailangan bumenta rin ng
pero
ulam.
kailangan din marami kang orderin ng ulam like we do. Oozing out of a mochi-like mochi, a creamy, decadent filling of sweet potato, yam, and salted egg.
It's oozing out of that.
It's oozing out. So you've got sweet potato, which is kamote, which has fantastic texture. And then you've got
Purple yam.
sort of a similar texture from the, it's a very, almost a grainy texture. So they really complement each other very well. And the flavors just coat each other and they're wrapped in some sort of buchi-like, what is this, a mochi buchi?
Yeah, almost the same.
Okay.
It's made of the sweet potato.
And you cut them open, and the goodness just oozes out, and it's a perfect dessert. No? Well, what's going to happen the next 5 years, 10 years? What would you like to happen for King Chef?
Well, our vision is to become the most preferred brand of Chinese food chain, right? So I just hope that we'll be able to continue serving our food and the same quality of service, and that more and more our customers would fall more and more in love with our brand. And eventually, you know, we're just focusing on growing our community of loyal customers.
Opening up a restaurant is never easy. There are never any guarantees. And managing to open 5, going on 6, going on more and more, well, King Chef must be doing something right. A true example of excellence in the restaurant industry.